In 2017, a comic entitled "You Should Have Asked" went viral. This comic depicted how women often fulfilled the managerial duties of the household, a phenomenon the author called the mental load. Since then, the popular press has been flooded with references to this phenomenon, suggesting that this comic equipped people with the vocabulary to describe this invisible yet pervasive form of labour. The mental load refers to the anticipating, planning and monitoring, i.e. the thinking, performed for the sake of accomplishing goals that benefit a group, like your family or work team. It's the remembering what needs to be bought so that dinner can be made, or the planning of an agenda to ensure that every issue is covered. And it requires the use of cognitive resources, meaning although invisible, mental load is nonetheless taxing. As a society, we have thankfully progressed away from traditional gender roles, such that women are now actively involved in the workforce. However, they're still underrepresented in leadership. Less than 20% of CEO and chair positions are held by women, and only around a third of key management personnel are female. Organisations and government bodies have invested a lot of time and money attempting to address this issue, yet it still persists. I argue that mental load may be one of the missing pieces to this puzzle. Although scarce, the literature that has examined mental load has primarily been from a household perspective, and like most unpaid labour, it seems that women have a disproportionately higher mental load than men. However, it also seems likely that mental load extends beyond the household and into the workplace. After all, thinking for the sake of accomplishing goals that benefit others seems inherent to many jobs, particularly those that involve leadership. So if women are performing more mental load at home and leaders have a higher mental load at work, it seems likely that female leaders are bearing the burden on not just one, but two fronts, a task that would be incredibly taxing, if not impossible. This is where my research comes into play. It's early days, but we've conducted a series of focus groups, and the results suggest that yes, mental load is applicable to both the home and work. Yes, it's gendered across both domains, and yes, it's likely linked to important outcomes like well-being and career progression. The next step is to answer calls to quantify the mental load and develop a measure. Because if we really want to increase female leadership in a meaningful way, we need not only address the barriers which women face in the workplace, but also those which a woman has to overcome before she even arrives.